Hi everyone, good morning. Hi Lohansh, good morning.
Hey Shantanu, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Mm,
Yeah,
Good.
so Lohansh, actually, I have one doubt
Mhm.
which I was going through yesterday's session.
Right.
So you have shown that architecture diagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in that diagram, could you please open that diagram if it's
Yeah,
possible?
yeah, sure.
Are you sharing your screen, Lohansh?
1 minute, 1 minute. Let me
Yeah,
share.
yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, so I understand that so this is the feature file, and to implement this feature file, we have step definition file where you will be providing your implementation,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
their API tests will be there where basically you are fetching like whatever assertions you are doing and whatever the payloads you are, let's say, sending, and all those things will be there, and that will be supported by utilities.
Yes.
And here Maven and Git is there. This is the repository where you will be pushing your codes and doing all these things. And
Yep.
Jenkins is the CI/CD tool where
Yes.
you will be configuring and you will get the report, get the logs. But
Yes.
this request response part, it should be connected to your API tests, right? Or
Yeah,
how?
API only. See, what I mean is, see,
Mhm.
like Jenkins internally take the code from Git.
Correct.
Okay. So Git has this complete setup. Okay. So it doesn't mean that Jenkins only will send the request. So Jenkins will send the request and get the response along with the help of rest assured, everything else together. That's all.
Correct, correct. Okay, great. And one more thing, means actually I was let's say means if so I have worked in one project that was based on Selenium. So
Mhm.
that means from framework I can say it is based on hybrid framework. Let's say
Right.
means we are taking some data from some Excel sheet and in UI we are running
Mhm.
for different
Mhm.
details and we are getting the report.
Okay.
So for this, we can, if somebody will ask me what is your framework, can I say hybrid framework or it is
Yes,
like,
hybrid. Yeah, we can tell hybrid, and whatever the existing framework you are using, you can just add a rest assured libraries in pom.xml and then you can continue. So we no need to go ahead with separate framework only for API testing, right? So on the
oh, oh,
existing framework, you just add a rest assured libraries and start enhancing it based on your API request and response. So I'll
oh,
tell you how do these enhance it.
yeah, got it, got it. Okay, thanks,
Yeah.
Lohansh,
Oh,
thank you.
okay. Okay. Any other question from previous topic?
Not from my
No,
side, if anybody else is having, they can discuss.
no from my side.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay. All right, guys. So let's move on to the next topic. Okay. So we understood that we are going to use REST API and internally REST API use JSON notation. So there are different notations that we have like HTML, XML, um, text, JSON, lot of things are there. But out of them, let's understand, I mean, which one is the best and how and why. Okay. So before we go there, first of all, we will try to convert or we will try to create a simple JSON based on the based on our need. Okay. So let's say, for example, this is the way that we discussed, right? So whenever like user tries to see the list of buses available between Hyderabad and Bangalore or one city to another city. So the request goes from Redbus to Intercity API and same request will be sent to Intercity backend it will understand our request, take the data from database, then it will respond back to our request in the form of JSON. Okay, so the JSON will be sent from here to here to there, and so on. So let's understand how does that JSON looks like. Or let's say, as a intercity user, intercity website user, I wanted to register for the intercity application. Okay, so what I will do, I'll provide my information like what is my first name, last name, age, phone number, landline number, city, state, etc. Okay, so I will submit on the UI. So that data will be sent to intercity backend in the form of JSON, and that data will be stored in the database for the future usage, right? Because they wanted to store all the customer information, right? Which customer is traveling, what is his first name, last name, mobile number, landline number, country, state, pin code, address, everything they wanted to store. Correct. So let us see how that can be done. Okay. So whenever I send the data, let's say what I will do, I will send my first name, right? So I'll send my first name as Lohansh. I'll send my last name as K. Let's say age 55. Okay. Mobile number something. Landline 040, some numbers. Okay. Address 213 KPHB Colony, Hyderabad. Okay, then let's say the system wants to know whether the passenger is a major or minor. Okay, so we'll send some data like is major. Let's say true or false. We have to tell either true or false. So in this case, so I'm passing true. Okay, country. Let's say country field is there, but they did not mention mandatory, so I did not fill. So it is blank. So I did not fill anything, right? So this is the data. This is the data that I am filling on the form, right? So all the mandatory fields I filled, like first name I have given as Lohansh, last name I have given as K, age is 55, mobile number I have given, landline number I have given, address is major true, country I did not select anything, given anything. Okay, so this data, whatever I am entering on the web page or maybe on the mobile app application, so this data will be converted to JSON. Okay, let us see how this data is converted to JSON. Right, it's very simple. Right, let us understand or see. First of all, any JSON starts with open curly brace, ends with close curly brace like this. So that means this complete data will be enclosed in between open and close curly brace. Okay. So first of all, let me take the first one. First, see, like first name is the key, Lohansh is the value, right? So let me put it over here, right? So as I said, anything, any data, any JSON object starts with open curly brace, ends with close curly brace, like this. Okay, so this is the key and this is the value. So key is first name, value is Lohansh. So first name is the key, right? So key is nothing but a group of characters. So whenever we have group of characters, we have to enclose within the double quotations, double quotes, right? I think we know how do we do it for strings in Java. So we are adding as part of double quotes. And instead of equal, we have to add colon just to separate key with the value. So this is a key, this is a value. And do we have only one key value here? No, we have multiple key value pairs. right? So to separate the first key value with second key value pair, just add a comma over here and paste it. Okay, so the last name, this is the last name, right? Last name is another key. So I'm add a colon, and the value also put it within the double quotes. So this is another key value. So just add a comma after the second key value. Then you take the third key value pair and paste it. So third key value pair is age. So age is again, this is a key group of characters. So just let's add it as part of double quotes here. And instead of equal to, let's add a colon. And 55 is a number. So generally number we no need to add it within double quotes because it's a number, right? If something is a string, which is like a group of characters, then only we will be adding double quotes. If it is a number, no need to add any double quotes. So I'm not writing any double quotes for this number, just adding a comma. Then I have mobile number, landline number. So basically I have two numbers here, mobile number, landline number. Both are similar type of data, right? So what we can do, whenever you have more than one data point with similar type, okay, we can add into array, right? So we know, right? So what is the purpose of array? Why do we use array in general? So array we will be using to store similar type of data, right? So let's take these two. So what I will do is I will name it as contact numbers. This is a key. As part of value, I am going to take an array like this. See, whenever we write open square bracket and close square bracket, this represent or this means this is an array. Okay, so within this array, I am going to paste both of these numbers. So because these two are similar of type. Okay, so that's the reason I have taken an array. Okay, so this mobile number, again I will open a JSON, close a JSON object. So what I mean JSON object, open curly brace, close curly brace. Okay, so mobile number is the key. So let's enclose it within the double quotations, colon, this is the value. This is the value. So the value I'm adding within the double quotes because this is not a straightforward number. It's not a number. It's a, like usually mobile number or landline number will be 10 characters or 10 numbers or more than 10, right? So I'm adding within the double quotes. So here landline number also, first of all, let's add to open and close curly brace because it's an, again, we are treating this as a another JSON object. Okay, the key colon value, right? So this value, let's put it within double quotes. See, this is one object. This is another object. Within an array, we can separate one object with another object with the help of comma. Same as like above. So that means contact numbers is an array. In our array, we have two objects. Mobile number is one object. Landline number is another object. So two objects we have. So both of the objects we add it as part of array. Okay. So with that, yes, we stored both of the numbers. Then next one is address. So let me copy address. After array, again add a comma because next to array we have few more data points to store. So address is one key. So let's put it within the double quotes, colon, this is the value. So at the end, just add a double quotes, set a comma. Okay. Then next one is major. So is major is just a flag, true or false, right? So is major is the key. Okay. Add it within double quotes, colon true. See, true is a boolean, right? So boolean usually we no need to add within double quotes. So I'm just adding comma. But all other types like string means, yes, definitely. String means you have to add it as part of double quotes. Number, no need to add as part of double quotes, right? So that's how we maintain, right? Country. So country is another key that we have. Let me put it within the double quotations. Okay.
So
So
Lohansh,
country.
sorry to disturb you.
Hmm?
So this mobile number is number, means inside this array contact numbers.
Hmm?
This mobile number is a 10-digit number, but still you have put it in double quotation
Yes,
because of.
yes. So the reason why I have added it as part of double quotes is, see, sometimes we might have hyphen in the landline number, or maybe mobile number, it's a 10 digit. So whenever you take it as a number, that will be treated as a double or a number, right? Simple number. So that's the reason most of the times mobile number or landline number will be taking it as a string only. Okay, because we might have
Okay.
some special characters like this, or it is a 10-digit number, right? So that's the reason we are considering it as a string.
Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah. So country. So as country we did not fill, so what will happen? So by default it will be null. So null means it's a blank basically. Okay, so that is what. So in this way, simply we are able to just convert whatever the data that we are filling in the form, we are able to convert or write it into JSON. Okay, so let's see. Did we able to cover everything? Yes. So we have taken first name, last name. First name, last name both are key. Both the key value pairs are strings. So we have taken both as string. So just to separate key and value, we are using colon. And to separate one key value with another key value, we are using comma. Okay. Then next key value is age. Age is 55. So I have written age colon 55. So 55 is a number. So I did not add any double quotation as we discussed. Then we have two similar type of contact numbers, right? So mobile number, landline number. So both are of type same. So what did we do? For mobile number, we created one object. For landline number, we created another object. Both of these JSON, sub-JSON objects we stored into an array with some key. See, this one object, this is another object. Both of these objects we are storing into an array with some key, right? Every key value should be separated with colon. And sorry, I missed to add double quotations for this array name. Okay, so yes, both of the contact numbers we store into an array. After this, still we have few more key value pairs like address is major country. So I have taken address. So before that, yes, we have inserted comma after our array. Yes, address colon some address. Is major is the another key value, but it is of type boolean. So as it is a boolean, we don't need to write any double quotes for this. Okay, then we have country null. Okay, because country is not given, so that means internally null will be there in the JSON. Okay, so is that complicated to create a JSON like this?
No, it's easy. Means we have already discussed this is just an array, this is object, so
Right,
clear.
right. So at least with this creation, it's not really that complicated to create a JSON, right? In some time, I'll explain other ways, other like XML and HTML also. So then we can easily conclude which one is the best. Okay, now before I go there, let me explain you what are the tokens and data types that we have used in this JSON. Okay, so first thing is JSON data types. Okay, so JSON in the JSON we have used a lot of data types, right? So let's take first two, right? Like first name, last name. So first name is a string. right? First name has a value which is Lohansh. It's a string, right? That means JSON is supporting string types, correct? Yes, obviously we wanted to transfer the data, and as part of transferring data, we might use different types of data, but out of that, string is the most used because any information will be string only mostly, right? Yes, so JSON supports string, right? So JSON string, right? JSON string. The best example can take. This is the example for JSON string, right? So first name is a string and Lohansh is a string. Yes, it is. JSON supports string values, string data type. Okay. Then if we go to next, this one, what is this data type that JSON is supporting?
Integer.
Integer, right? So JSON supports integer or a number. We can make it as a number, as a generic. So JSON number. This is an example, right? So that means with this JSON number, you can store integer, means it's a simple number, or it can be a double number, like where we have a decimal with a longer number, anything it could be. So it supports any type of number. Okay, so that is what the meaning of JSON number. So JSON supports string and then number. Okay, next one is what is this? So what
Array.
are we doing?
This is
Array,
just an array. Yeah.
JSON array, right? So that means we are storing multiple data points into an array, which is of type same. So JSON supports array, right? So let me conclude here. JSON array, right? It supports array. Example, the best example, whatever we just discussed. So this is an array which contains similar kind of data. Yeah, this is an example. Okay, what else? So we covered string, we covered number, we covered an array. So this is string again. So no need to write it. So what is this?
The Boolean value.
Boolean.
Boolean, right? So that means yes, JSON supports Boolean. So JSON Boolean, right? Example, you can take this. Okay. Yes, it supports. So either true or false, whatever you want, you can pass it on. Okay, that's about it. So next one, country. What is this? Null value, right? So whenever we don't have any data, by default, at the time, like mostly we will be passing null values, right? JSON supports null values, and this is the example for that. Okay. So overall, so if you pick any JSON, guys, any big or any complicated JSON with very huge data, hardly you can find, or you can find only these type of data types, nothing more than this. So it supports string, yes, it support number, it support array, then it support boolean, it support null values. So other than this, you will not see anything else. If you can pick any JSON. So JSON might contain another sub-JSON, 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 and arrays within it to store similar multiple kinds of similar kind of data, multiple data points. So people will be using arrays in JSON, JSON in JSON, array in JSON, JSON in array. So multiple ways, different ways that they will be storing the data. They'll be defining a structure. See here, we created this structure because I wanted to store multiple contact numbers in an array. Okay, so let's say I have alternate mobile number also. So probably what I can do, so we will add similar kind of data like this. So we can just say alternate mobile number. So we can just change something like this. See, totally we have 3 contact numbers, maybe, right? So that's how we can maintain, we can create a structure based on our need. But definitely we have to follow some JSON standards or rules to create that JSON, right? That means any JSON should start with open curly brace, close curly brace. If you start an array, you should open square bracket, close square bracket, and every key value pair is separated with comma, right? And every key and value is separated with colon. So all such kind of simple things we have to follow for sure. Okay, that is mandatory anyway. Okay, so these are the different data types which JSON supports. Okay, I hope it's clear. Can I move on to the next small conclusion on this JSON?
Yeah, please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, great. All right. So now we understood from this JSON, whatever we created from this JSON example, what are the different data types that JSON supports, we understood. Now, while creating this JSON, we have used multiple tokens. Tokens means open curly brace, close curly brace, comma, colon, double quotes. Why do we use all this? Let's try to conclude so that will be clear on the JSON part, and then we'll go ahead with the comparison of JSON, HTML, XML, and so on. Okay, so what I will do is let me list the JSON tokens. Okay, JSON tokens. Okay, so JSON tokens. Right. So by looking at this JSON, so can you guys tell me what are the different tokens that we have used?
We have used open curly braces and closed curly braces,
Correct. Yeah.
square
So
bracket,
yeah, open and close curly braces we have used. Square brackets on open and open we have used. Then
comma,
comma we have used.
colon,
Colon we have used.
double quotation.
Double quotations. Yep. Anything else?
This much.
That's it, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's understand why did we use these tokens. So we just discussed, but let's try to conclude. This is very important because in order to create any JSON, these are very critical, right? So if we try to miss adding anything out of this, definitely it will start creating an error and it cannot parse or we cannot send it. Okay, so let us see open and close curly brace. Why do we need to do? Right, to represent any JSON object, right? To state that JSON object, JSON objects begins and ends. Okay, so yes, any JSON object is starting and ending. That's what it means. Okay, then open and close square brackets is for
JSON array. To open and close JSON
to
array.
state that JSON array is starting and ending. Yes, open square bracket represents starting of an array, ending of an array. Okay, then why do we use comma?
To separate the key value pair.
To separate multiple key value pairs, right?
Yes.
Multiple key value pairs. Okay, then why do we use colon?
Separate key with value.
Separate key with the value, right? Separate key with the value. So one key value can be separated with this. Then why do we use this double quotes?
To define if it's string.
Okay, to store a string value. Right? To store a string value, we'll be using double quotes 2 times. Right? And within the double quotes, we will add a string. Right? So these are the different tokens. So if we check completely overall, yes, open and close curly brace, every string we enclosed within double quotes. In order to separate a key with the value, any key with any value, we are using colon. Yes, we are using comma to separate multiple key value pairs. And open and close square bracket to open an array and close an array. Right? So I think that covers everything. So these are all the tokens that we are using to
No,
create
we
any
cannot.
JSON.
Sorry, Lohansh.
Mhm.
We cannot use single quotation, Lohansh here. Means it will be only double quotation.
No, double only always. So
Okay.
single we will not use because like these are the only data types it supports, right? So we have to use double quotes only for JSON. Okay, because that's what, right? So as we just concluded some time back, these are all the only data types it supports. So for every data type, yes, we have, right? So string means obviously double quotes. We know that, right? Numbers, no need to write any quotations. Arrays, you can just enclose within the square brackets. Boolean, we no need. And null means obviously nothing is required. So these are all the only data types. So nowhere we have single quotes over here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions so far? Are we good with the basics of JSON?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So everybody clear? So can we go ahead with the next topic creating and comparing HTML, XML, and then JSON.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let me. So let's say I have employee info, right? Like in that employee info, I have employee first name, employee last name, right? And then I have 3 values. Let's say James, Richard as last name, Ken as first name, Bor as last name, Ranjay as first name, K as last name. So this is my data I have. Okay. So this data, we will try to create JSON, XML, HTML. We'll do all these 3 exercises. Then we will conclude which is the best and which is easy to create a JSON, easy to read, easy to write, easy to parse, anything, whatever we call it. Okay. So just now we saw like as per our knowledge, JSON is so simple, very simple to create it or even send it, read it, write it and all. But let's compare with XML, HTML as well. Then it will be easy for us. Okay. So what is this employee info? So how many employees we have?
4.
4.
Sorry, 3.
3. 3 employees we have, right? So every employee has first name, last name, first name, last name, first name, last name. So 3 employees info we have. So all this, like every employee has first name and last name for sure. So this is like similar type of data for us, right? So what we can do, we can create a JSON object. In that JSON object, you can create JSON array with some name employee and store key value as first name, some value, last name, some value, key value, key value, key value. You can store into an array. So let's do that. So I think, see, like very easy way we are able to tell it. So let's create. So first of all, to create any JSON, we have to open and close curly brace as we already discussed. And under that, we have employee info and three sets of employee info, three similar kind of info, right? Though the value changes, but the data type is similar, right? So similar type. So what I will do is employee is the key. Employee is the key, colon, square bracket. Let's store the values. So how many values? Three sets of data we have, right? So let's say to store three sets of data, we will take first, one object, another object, and then one more object. So three objects that we have. Okay. So within the first object, see, this is the key, this is the value. Let me copy, paste it over here. See, first name is the key. So as it is a string, let's enclose within double quotes, colon, James is the value. Right. So the key value. So add a comma and take this key value, which is last name, like this. So last name is Richard. So for this key value again, we have to add double quotes and separate it with a colon. So first key value, that's it. This object is done. So this employee contains first name, first name values James, last name values Richard. So same thing, I can put it over here also, but only the value changes. That means employee array has multiple JSON objects, and every JSON object contains first name, last name. Yes, obviously every employee has some first name, some last name. See, this is a first name of second employee, right? So I paste it here. Then this is a last name of second employee. That's it, right? So second object is ready. Then third name is this. The last name of third employee is Savard. That's it. Anything else that we are missing from here? Did we miss anything?
No.
No.
God. Yeah.
See how simple way we are able to create a JSON object, right? So like just by looking, so this is not that complicated. Now let's go ahead and start working with XML. So we are done with JSON, right? So we have completed JSON. Now let's go with XML. So same data, we have to create an XML. Okay. How do we create an XML?
So,
JSON.
yeah, so XML version will be there. Curly braces.
Okay. So let me explain. So XML we have to create for same data. So what is the data we have? We have employee data. So is there only one employee? No, multiple employees. So what I can do? I can create a new HTML tag with the name employees. So like however in JSON we open and close curly brace to open the JSON object and close the JSON object. So same way in XML also we have something like open and close. So open employees, close employees. So under that we have multiple employee objects, right? Or multiple employee data. So let's create another tag with the name employee. So right now, out of multiple employees, we are talking about one single or one particular employee. Okay, so one particular employee, right? So what does that employee has? First name, last name. First name has a key, last name has a first name has a value, last name has a value. So under the employee, I'm creating something like first name tag open and end. So every XML tag should open and close. That's for sure. Okay. In between this, we can maintain the data. What is the value for first employee? James. So I'm writing that value James here within the first name starting, first name ending. Okay. So same way, we'll just write last name started and then ended. Last name started, last name ended. What is the value? Picture. That's it. So one employee has only key value. Anything else? That's it, right? Every employee has first name, last name. Yes. For first name, we created one XML tag. For last name, we created one XML tag. Between the start and end of any XML tag, we enclosed some value. That is what the value for the key. That's it. So in this way, we created one employee, but in that way, we have multiple, sorry, three employees like that. So this is the first employee data. So, but we just copy pasted, but instead of that, let me take the first name of second employee, which is Ken. So for this, instead of James, I'll replace with Ken. Right? Then ABOR is the last name. That's it. So in this way, second employee is done. Right? This I have copy pasted, but okay. So what is the third employee first name? Ranjay. What is the last name of third employee is K. Right. In that way, whatever this data that we have, we just converted to XML. But as compared between the JSON and XML, which is simple, which is quicker, which is easy to write.
So means JSON and XML means the structure is different. But yeah, JSON is simple and it will take less time also.
Right, right. Yeah. So JSON is taking less time as compared with XML. And when we look at this, see, this is very simple, right? Very few lines of JSON only file or some lines we have written. But here we have written very more lines. So we have to make sure every tag open, close. We have to follow XML standard. We have to create multiple tags to store this data. But in that case, that's not the case. You just create a key value, add it within double quotes, colon value, put it in a object array, store it. So simple, right? So comparatively, JSON is simple than XML, right? And obviously to create XML, it took longer time to store the data, to structurize it, number of lines, everything is more, JSON is less. So that's the reason we call JSON as lightweight. So lightweight, it's light in weight. So we can create it very easily, quickly. It's more readable, understandable, easy to parse, right? So see, this is simple example. We have taken very couple of data points only, couple of fields only, first name, last name. What if you have like around 20 fields like this? So how to keep adding more data, more structure if you want. If you have similar kind of data, again, you may use one more array within the array or within the JSON, right? At that point of time, you just think how complicated this XML also to be created and how much more time it will be it will be taking to create. See, just with this sample data itself, it took this much time for us. If it is more complicated, huge data, it will again take longer time. So at this moment, until now, yes, JSON is preferable, right? So now let's go to the next one, which is HTML. Same data, we will try to create a HTML object and we'll see how it will be created. See, HTML is more, it will take more time, more things than XML and JSON, right? Let us see practically. Then we can finally conclude, okay? So next one is HTML. So I hope most of us are familiar with HTML because we might have already worked uh, for Selenium. We will mostly keep analyzing the HTML structure while we work with Selenium and all, right? So if anybody don't know about HTML, how does this HTML? So I request you to refer online. So it's very simple, right? So let us see how do we create a HTML. Okay, so HTML is also similar kind of XML. We have to create HTML tags, start the tag, end the tag every time. Okay, but let's get started. So I'll start HTML. So any HTML document starts with HTML tag, ends with HTML tag. So starting, ending. Ending tag will be having forward slash like this. So which means we are ending a tag, either HTML or XML. Both are of similar way. So we open a HTML document. Within the document, like however a human has a head and body, even HTML document will be having head. So start the head slash end the head. See, head is started, head is ended. Same way, start the body. Okay. Then end the body. So head body. So as I said, any human being will be having a head and then body. So same way HTML document also will be having something called head and then body. Okay. So within the head, right? Within the head, I'll store something or I will design something to store some data, or within the body, right? Again, within the body, I'll store something. Okay. So within head, I'll create something called title, right? So title, start the title, end the title. So make sure you remember any tag, you start it, you end it. Okay. So title, I'll just say creating HTML dot dot dot. So something, right? Creating HTML. So whatever the title that I give, so that title will be displayed on the browser. See, whatever I see, rest assured PPT, something I'm seeing, right? So same thing, whatever the text I give within this title tag, within this title start and end, this text will be displayed over here if you open the HTML document. Okay, so body. So within body, what I wanted to do is I have to create a similar kind of table with, see, like these are like table headers, right? These are like table headers, right? These are like table headers. And in this table, right? In this table, we have first name as header, last name as header, and table row. We have a value, key value, James, Richard, another row with some more data, another row with some more data. So every row has a column name and another column name like this. So let's create a similar kind of table in HTML. So we can store the data in that HTML document and we can send it, right? So this is another notation, right? As we discussed. Okay. So what do we need to do? First of all, we have to create a table. So to create a table in body, we have a predefined HTML tag called table. See, all of these are like predefined tags only. So we have to know which tag when we have to use. See, as of now, we created a HTML document. To create a HTML document, we open HTML, close HTML. Under any HTML, we should have head body. So head body created. Under head, I have added title tag so that the title will be shown on the browser. Okay. Then body, under body, I wanted to create a table. So start the table, end the table. Start the table, end the table. Okay. So within the table, so we have table header and table body. Okay. So what I will do, I'll create a tags like T head. T head means table head. So table head also should begin, table head also should end. In the same way, table body, T body, T head, T body. T stands for table. So table body start, table body end. So table will be created. But within the table, what do we have? Table header and table body. We have the data, right? So within the table head, so let me create one row, table row, right? So within table head, see this is table head start and end. So within that, let me create a tag with the name tr. Tr stands for table row /tr. Okay, table row. So within table row, I'll take table header. What do we have in table header? First name and last name. So totally how many headers we have? Two headers, th, table header, right? So within this row, create another tag th, table header basically. Okay, so two th that we have. So first table head, first name. So we also have last name, right? Let me copy the same, paste it. This is last name. So let me do one thing, guys. So what I'll do, whatever the HTML we have created till now, let me copy this. I'll create a new notepad, paste this HTML, save it. Let me give some name as HTML example.html. So I'm saving it on the desktop. So if I go to my desktop, see, I see HTML example. So if I open that, what happened? A new HTML document is created. If you look at the title, so the name of the tab, creating HTML dot 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 dot. So why we see that? Because that is the string that we have given as part of title. So whatever the string that you give here, that will be shown. Okay, let's say within this, let's say if I add $, like this, save it. If I go back and refresh, see dollars are being shown. That means whatever I give within the title, right? So same thing will be displayed on the title of the browser. Then as part of body, we created a table has only first name, last name. And yes, we are able to see first name, last name, but we don't have any values given for this table. So let's keep going. So I'll keep adding table header. So as part of T head, we have given the table headers. As part of T body, we will create a table row. Okay, tr means table row. I'm creating a row. So totally, as per our Excel, right? Totally, how many rows that we have to add? 3 rows, because we have 3 data points, 3 sets of employees, right? So what I'm doing here, so T row, table row, I'll repeat it 3 times. First time, second time, third time, right? For first employee, second employee, and then third employee, right? So just I'm giving space so that we can understand the structure. So under every row, we should have this one, right? What we should have the values, right? Under every row, we wanted to store the data. Okay, so under every tr, I'm taking td. Td means table data, right? Table data start, table data end. Table data start and end. Okay. So table data start, table data end. So what is the value? James is the value, right? So this is one data pointer. So same way, copy this, give some space, another data. What is Richard? That's it. So one row contains couple of datas. So James and Richard. So copy this, repeat same for second row, Same for third row. Only thing is we have to change the data. So Ken is the first name of second employee. So what is the value? ABOR. This is the value. Then the first name of third employee is Ranjay. And the last name is okay. That's it. So save it. Save this. Go back to your browser and refresh. So we are able to see the similar kind of table with the data is there. But this table doesn't look that great, right? So let's add some border to this table. Okay, I'll go back to my HTML document. So as part of table, see table is the tag name, right? So go there, just add a attribute border is equal to 1. So whenever we say border is equal to 1, what happens? One border will be added. So save it. 1 pixel border will be added. So if you go back, see the border is added and which looks great. So it looks like a table. So in this way, the same data we stored in the form of HTML document, and this document can be moved from one application to another application. Either you can transfer the data in the form of JSON or XML or HTML. So now we understood all of these three different ways, how to create, how to parse, how to send, we understood. Now to conclude, which is the best, which is quicker, which is easy to understand, which is easy to parse it, easy to read, easy to create. So what's your conclusion based on this all discussion?
Yeah, so JSON should be good.
JSON is easy to write, easy to read, easy to understand, easy to parse. And it is very simple. Looks like also structure wise, it's not that complicated. See, hardly we have written 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 lines. How many lines we have written in XML? More than around 20, maybe around 20, or maybe around 15 to 20 in between, right? So how about HTML? More than 30 lines we have written, 30 or 40, close to. So see, these many lines we have written for HTML, XML, and JSON. So JSON is simple. So that's the reason we call JSON as lightweight. So JSON is lightweight, right? That is the biggest advantage. So that is the reason why everybody using REST API, JSON, because it's the easiest way to create it, parse it, write it, read it, send it, right? So these are the advantages that we have with the JSON as compared with another way of notations. Okay. So as it is simple, so performance wise also it is good. It's lightweight. It's very speed to transfer the data. And one more thing is it's independent language, application independent. So that part we will discuss and conclude. Okay. So any questions before we close it?
Yeah, so Lohansh, I got the concepts, and I have one quick question actually.
Hmm?
Uh, okay, I have one quick question. So that is, if somebody is asking what is the difference between REST API and SOAP, so there are many differences actually. If you can Google it, then you can find it. But if somebody is asking what is the main advantage, what is the unique feature which basically provides the defines that you should go for REST API over SOAP, then what should be our answer?
Yeah, we will discuss that. We will
Okay,
discuss as part of other topics. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Catch up tomorrow.
Thanks, Lohansh, for this session. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you.